Hey everyone! Are you ready to take your English listening skills to the next level? In today's video, we've put together a fantastic listening practice session designed to help you understand native speakers more easily. Grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's improve your English together. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a lesson. Let's get started.
Hi John. Congratulations on surviving it. I am just reviewing my schedule for next week. You do look pretty tired. It seems like the professors really pushed us to our limits this week. John, Alex, they definitely did. That is why I came looking for you right away. Are you busy this Saturday and Sunday? Do you have any free time? Let me think. On Saturday, I plan to sleep in until noon to make up for all the late nights. In the afternoon, I will probably clean my room. Sunday is completely open. I do not have any major plans. Why do you ask? Are you going to invite me to play video games or watch another action movie? John, Alex, no, not this time. I want to do something completely different. Video games and movies keep us inside four walls. The weather has been beautiful lately. It is sunny, cool, and perfectly clear. I have an idea. Let's go on a picnic this weekend. A picnic? Wow, that sounds unexpected but actually very nice. It has been a long time since we left the city to enjoy some nature. It is always just dust and traffic here. Where do you want to go? Is there a place nearby that is spacious and green? John, Alex, I researched a great spot. It is very close, only about 15 kilometers from our campus towards the suburbs. It is a green hill next to Eco Lake. The place is quite natural, with long grassy hills under big trees, looking right out at a peaceful lake. We can set up a mat, look at the sky, and breathe the fresh air. All the stress from school will disappear. Wow, that looks beautiful, John. It will be a lovely place for photos. You convinced me. I agree. We will go on a picnic this weekend. Which day should we choose? Saturday or Sunday? John, Alex, I think Sunday is better. Saturday will allow you to sleep in, and it gives us a whole day to prepare everything. On Sunday morning, we can leave early, around 7 o'clock or 7:30 a.m., to catch the early sun and get the best shady spot. What do you think? I completely agree. Leaving at 7:30 a.m. on Sunday is the perfect time. It will still be cool, and riding a motorbike to the suburbs will be pleasant. It is a deal then. No canceling at the last minute. John, Alex, it is a deal. I never back out. Now for the most important part of any picnic, what are we going to eat? A perfect trip needs a great menu. Do you have any suggestions or cravings? Let me open my notebook to write this down. For a picnic, my main criteria are that the food must be compact, easy to preserve, and delicious. I do not want to bring a portable gas stove to cook anything complicated. That is too much work. John, Alex, I agree completely. We should minimize the effort so we can enjoy nature. The first items should be kimbap or sandwiches. Those foods are filling, easy to eat with your hands, and do not require plates and chopsticks. Good idea. I can take care of the kimbap. I am actually quite good at making it. I will roll the rice with fried eggs, sausages, carrots, cucumber, and pickled radish. It looks colorful and tastes fresh. I will prepare 2 large boxes, which will be enough for both of us all day. John, Alex, just hearing that makes me hungry. I will be responsible for the sandwiches then. I will make shredded chicken sandwiches with mayonnaise, bacon, and lettuce. I will toast the bread beforehand so it smells good, and wrap them carefully in aluminum foil to keep them fresh. Great, chicken and bacon sandwiches sound delicious. We have carbs covered. Now we need some snacks to munch on while we talk. Do you like any specific fruits, John? John, Alex, juicy fruit is the best option for a sunny day. What do you think about watermelon or seedless grapes? Watermelon is sweet and refreshing, and grapes are convenient because you do not need to peel them. Perfect. I will buy a small watermelon, peel it at home, cut it into small cubes, and put it in a thermal container with some ice. It will be ice cold by lunchtime. I will also wash the seedless grapes and bring them along. John Alex, that sounds amazing. We also need packaged snacks. I will stop by the supermarket to buy a few bags of steak-flavored potato chips, some salty crackers, and maybe a bag of gummy candies. Eating potato chips while looking at the lake sounds perfect. That works. Remember to buy the seaweed-flavored potato chips too, as I really like that flavor. What about the drinks, John? Please do not tell me you are only bringing plain water. John Alex, of course not. I have a large 2-liter thermal flask. I will brew a big batch of lemongrass peach tea with honey at home and add plenty of ice. It is healthy, fragrant, and not too sweet like carbonated sodas. Does that sound good to you? Oh, I love lemongrass peach tea. That is a great choice. To add some variety, I will prepare a few cans of flavored sparkling water and some small milk cartons, just in case we get thirsty or want something different. John Alex, the menu is set and it looks quite abundant. Now let's clearly divide who brings what to avoid duplicating items or missing tools when we arrive. Yes, I like to be organized. Let me read back the food items I am responsible for: the large box of Kimbap, the container of cut watermelon and grapes, and the sparkling water and milk. For equipment, I have a large waterproof mat at home that is perfect for picnics. It has a red and white checkered pattern that looks very nice. I will bring that, along with wet wipes, tissues, and a trash bag to clean up after we eat. John Alex, okay, I noted your part. Very thoughtful. My share will include the chicken and bacon sandwiches, the large flask of lemongrass peach tea, and the snacks. For extra equipment, I have 2 small folding chairs, which will be more comfortable than just sitting on the mat for hours. I will also bring a small Bluetooth speaker to play some music for atmosphere. By the way, I will pick you up at your place. My bike has a large storage space and a comfortable seat, so it is easier to carry everything. That is wonderful. Having folding chairs will save our backs when we read or look at the view. Please pick me up at 7:15 a.m. I will be ready and waiting at the gate of my apartment building. Just call me when you arrive and I will come down. John Alex, perfect, I will handle the ride. You do not need to worry about it. Let's consider it preparation for our upcoming music discussions. By the way, speaking of music, what kind of songs do you like to listen to when you are outdoors? I want to prepare a playlist beforehand so we can relax under the trees. Outdoor music? I think a windy space by a lake matches light acoustic music, indie pop, or some old love songs from the 90s. For example, music like Taylor Swift's recent albums, or simple songs by Ed Sheeran or local indie artists. Melodies that mainly use an acoustic guitar and soft vocals blend beautifully with the sound of the wind and birds. Do you like that style? John Alex, do I like it? That is not just my style, Chloe. You just guessed my secret weapon for this trip. What secret weapon? Please do not tell me you are planning to bring a giant karaoke loudspeaker to disturb everyone around us. I will definitely refuse that. John Alex, no way. I am much more civilized than that. The secret is that I am actually not going to bring the Bluetooth speaker. Instead, I am bringing my acoustic guitar. What? You know how to play the guitar, John? We have been in the same class for a whole semester and I have never heard you mention it, nor have I seen you touch an instrument at school. John Alex, well, it is just a personal hobby. I usually just play and sing in my room when I am stressed. I learned it in high school, so I know a few basic chords and can strum along to common acoustic songs. I thought that instead of listening to electronic music through a speaker, playing and singing ourselves in nature would be much more fun. I can play the guitar, and you can sing, or we can sing together. A little live music among the trees. John, this is the biggest surprise of the day. That idea is absolutely wonderful. I agree completely. I really love to sing, and although I am not a professional singer, I am quite confident about singing casually for fun. Which songs do you know how to play? Let's see if we know the same tracks. John Alex, I can play most of Ed Sheeran's popular songs like Perfect or Thinking Out Loud, and many popular acoustic tracks. I also know some timeless songs by the Beatles. You can just choose the songs. If there is an unfamiliar track, just send me the chords tonight. I will practice it once, and I promise I will be ready to strum it smoothly this Sunday. Alright, I will make a list of about 5 to 7 of my favorite songs tonight and send them to you as a challenge. I am really starting to look forward to Sunday now. Just imagine the cool breeze from the lake, enjoying Kimbap, drinking peach tea, and listening to the sound of your acoustic guitar. This is the definition of happiness after a stressful week of studying. John Alex, wait, do not leave just yet, John. Since we are planning this so thoroughly, we should talk more about the food preparation details. For the Kimbap, do you have any preferences regarding the ingredients? For example, should I keep the sauce completely separate? John Alex, I have no allergies at all, fortunately. However, I am not a big fan of mayonnaise inside the Kimbap itself, because it can make the rice a bit too mushy if it sits in the container for a few hours. A little bit of sesame oil brushed on the outside of the seaweed roll is more than enough for me. What about your sandwich preferences? Do you like spicy mustard? I actually love a bit of spice, so a little honey mustard or a thin layer of chili sauce would be fantastic. But please make sure the lettuce is completely dry before you assemble the sandwiches. If the lettuce is still wet, the bread will absorb all the moisture during our ride, and we will end up with soggy sandwiches by noon. John Alex, good point. I will wash the lettuce tomorrow night and let it drain completely on a paper towel. For the chicken, I usually boil the chicken breast with a bit of ginger and salt to keep it flavorful, then shred it finely and mix it with just a touch of black pepper. That sounds perfect. It keeps the sandwich light but still packed with flavor. Since you mentioned the chicken breast, I was thinking about the Kimbap varieties. I will make one traditional roll with pork sausage and another roll using seasoned beef. I marinate minced beef with soy sauce, garlic, and a little bit of brown sugar before stir-frying it. John Alex, wow, that sounds like a gourmet meal already. We are definitely going to eat like royalty by that lake. Have you ever been to Tien and Eco Lake before, or will this be your first time? It will be my first time visiting that specific area. I have driven past the turnoff a few times on my way to visit my relatives, but I never actually went inside. Is it usually crowded on Sundays? John Alex, it depends on the season, but right now it should be relatively quiet. Most families tend to go to the crowded amusement parks or beach resorts during this time of the year. If we arrive there before 8:30 a.m., we will definitely have the best spot under the massive willow tree near the eastern bank. That sounds ideal. I really want to avoid loud crowds. By the way, how are we going to pack everything onto your motorbike? Between 2 folding chairs, a guitar case, a large mat, a thermal flask, and multiple food containers, it sounds like we are moving to a new apartment. John Alex, do not worry about the space at all. My bike has a very flat and wide rear rack. I can use bungee cords to strap the 2 folding chairs and the waterproof mat securely behind the seat. The guitar has a padded backpack case, so I can simply wear it on my back while I drive. The food containers can fit under the seat. You seem to have everything calculated perfectly. You are like a professional tour guide. Have you done this often? You mentioned you used to go on trips with your friends or family. John Alex, yes, my family used to go camping almost every month when I was younger. My dad is an outdoor enthusiast, so he taught me how to pack efficiently, tie secure knots, and even read basic maps. Compared to those trips, a simple afternoon picnic by a local lake is a walk in the park. That sounds like an amazing childhood memory. No wonder you are so comfortable with all this preparation. My family was completely different. We were very urban. Our idea of a weekend getaway was visiting a museum in another city. So, this upcoming Sunday is going to be a brand new experience for me. John Alex, then I will make sure it is an unforgettable experience for you. You will finally understand why people fall in love with the wilderness. There is something special about sitting on the ground, feeling the actual temperature of the earth, and watching the water ripple without any notifications buzzing on your phone. I am looking forward to that feeling. My mind has been constantly racing with deadlines lately. Let's talk more about the music, though. What kind of guitar do you own? Is it a classic nylon string or a steel string acoustic? John Alex, it is a steel string acoustic guitar. It has a very bright, crisp, and resonant sound, which is perfect for outdoor settings because the sound carries much better in open spaces. I bought this current guitar 2 years ago with my own savings from a part-time job, so it is my absolute favorite possession. A steel string acoustic is wonderful for rhythmic strumming. It gives that lively, energetic feel to pop and folk songs. Does your fingers get calluses from the steel strings? John Alex, oh, definitely. During the first few months of learning, my fingertips were constantly sore. It was painful to press down on the fretboard, especially for difficult chords like the F major bar chord. But after a while, your skin hardens. Now, I do not feel any pain at all. That requires a lot of dedication. I tried learning the ukulele once because it had soft nylon strings. But I gave up after 2 weeks because I could not get my fingers to transition smoothly between the chords without looking down constantly. John Alex, the transition phase is always the hardest hurdle for beginners. It is all about muscle memory. You have to repeat the same movement hundreds of times until your fingers automatically know where to go. Next time, if you want to try again, I can give you some simple exercises. Maybe I will try, but I think I am much better suited for the singing role. Let's discuss the set list instead. You mentioned you can play Ed Sheeran's songs. Can you play Photograph? That is one of my absolute favorites because the lyrics are so nostalgic and beautiful. John Alex, yes, Photograph is a classic. The chord progression is actually quite straightforward, mostly revolving around D major, B minor, A major, and G major. The key component of that song is the steady, emotional strumming pattern that builds up during the chorus. We can definitely sing that together. I know every single word. What about something a bit more upbeat? Do you know Riptide by Vance Joy? It is originally played on a ukulele, but I think it sounds fantastic on a steel string acoustic guitar too. It has a very catchy, driving rhythm. John Alex, I know that one too. It uses only 3 basic chords throughout the entire song, a minor, G major, and C major. It is incredibly fun to play because the strumming pattern is very rhythmic and fast. I will make sure to practice the transition for the bridge section so it sounds completely polished. Awesome. Let's add some indie music to the mix. Are you familiar with the song Lai Lung by Vu? The mood is a bit melancholy, but the guitar arrangement is incredibly soulful. It feels like a warm embrace on a chilly evening. John Alex, I love that song. It is actually one of the first Vietnamese acoustic songs I learned to play from start to finish. The finger-picking pattern in the introduction is very delicate and beautiful. Playing that song while watching the sunset over the lake will be an incredible moment. That would sound beautiful. Let's add one more song to the list, something classic that everyone knows. How about Let It Be by the Beatles? It is timeless, and the message is so comforting, especially when you are stressed out about life. John Alex, you have excellent taste in music, Chloe. Let It Be is an absolute masterpiece. Even though it was originally composed on a piano, the chord structure transfers perfectly to the guitar. It is the ultimate sing-along song. We can start softly and then build up the volume toward the final chorus. This is turning out to be much more than a simple picnic. It feels like a mini festival. I am so glad you suggested this idea, John. Just talking about this plan makes me feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. John Alex, I am really glad to hear that. That is exactly what friends are for. We work hard during the week, so we deserve to enjoy our weekends to the fullest. Life cannot just be about studying, writing reports, and chasing grades. You are entirely right. So, let's do a quick final check of our checklist to make sure nothing is missing. On my side, 2 large boxes of homemade kimbap, a container of chilled watermelon and grapes, a few cans of flavored sparkling water, small milk cartons, the large checkered waterproof mat, napkins, wet wipes, and a trash bag. John Alex, that sounds complete for your part. On my side, shredded chicken and bacon sandwiches wrapped in foil, a 2-liter flask of ice-cold lemongrass peach tea, bags of potato chips, salty crackers, gummy candies, 2 portable folding chairs, my steel string acoustic guitar, and the bungee cords. Perfect. Everything is accounted for. What about our clothing? Since we are going to be outdoors near a lake, should we wear something specific? I was thinking of wearing a light linen shirt, long jeans, and sneakers. John Alex, long pants and sneakers are definitely the right choice. The grass near the lake can be a bit damp in the morning. I will wear a regular t-shirt, a flannel shirt over it in case it gets breezy, and my comfortable walking shoes. You might also want to bring a cap or sunglasses. Good thinking. I will add my sun hat and sunscreen to my personal backpack. What time do you think we will head back to the city? John Alex, I think we can stay there until around 4 o'clock or 4:30 p.m. That gives us plenty of time to enjoy the afternoon, pack up our things slowly, and drive back before the evening traffic rush begins. We will be back home by 5:30 p.m. That is a very sensible timeline. It ensures we do not return home feeling exhausted from the trip itself. I really appreciate how organized you are with the timing, John. John Alex, it is my pleasure. All you need to do is focus on making that delicious kimbap and resting well on Saturday. Leave the transportation and the musical accompaniment to me. Deal. I will put all my love into making the best kimbap you have ever tasted. I will even make a special dipping sauce with a mix of soy sauce and roasted sesame seeds. John Alex, now you are just teasing me. It is going to be a long wait until Sunday morning. Anyway, we should probably get going now. The library is closing soon. Right, let's pack up our laptops. I will walk you to the library entrance since it is on my way to the parking lot. John Alex, alright, everything is in my bag. Let's go. Remember to send me that song confirmation tonight once you check your playlist. I will hold you to that promise. See you on Sunday morning, John. John Alex, see you on Sunday, Chloe. Take care. You too, John. Drive safely. Bye. John Alex, goodbye, Chloe. See you soon.